Welcome to the Third Wave Business Systems Credit Card Processing Application Instructional Video Series. My name is Dennis Tucker. I'm the Development Manager here at Third Wave, and in this sixth session we'll be examining the ways that the Third Wave Credit Card Processing Application can be used in order to authorize or directly charge down payments, apply partial payments to your AR invoices, or to process installment payments in your SAP Business One system. The TWBS credit card processing application is flexible enough to meet the needs of your business process to fill the void in SAP by providing you with the functionality to take in credit card funds from your customers, giving them flexibility to meet their needs and yours. Third Wave's credit card processing application helps you to manage your business better. So let's get started. The first topic that we're going to examine today is how to use the AR down payment invoice document in SAP Business One to either authorize or directly charge a down payment towards your order. To start the process of applying a down payment, we'll start with a sales order that I've added to the SAP Business One system that does not have an authorization against it. We're going to use the Copy To button and select AR Down Payment to bring up the AR Down Payment Invoice screen. The Third Wave credit card processing application allows you to either directly charge the card using the Payment Means button or to authorize a down payment invoice. If a down payment invoice is authorized, you'll need to settle the authorization before it can be applied to the AR invoice. The down payment invoice screen allows you to designate either a percentage for the down payment or to fill in an amount, and it'll calculate the percentage for you. I'm going to add this AR down payment to the system, and once I do, because it's using the credit card designated payment terms and this level is active, I'll be prompted if I want to authorize the down payment invoice. I'll select the Yes option and go through the normal process of selecting a credit card from the business partner in order to authorize this down payment invoice on the Third Wave credit card authorization screen. Once I've completed the authorization and gotten the authorization code, I'll return to the down payment invoice screen, and the information for that new authorization can be viewed on the credit card log tab. It's very important to note that the authorization is associated with the down payment invoice and not with the originating sales order. SAP Business One does not apply the funds from the down payment until the AR invoice stage. So if the sales order or delivery note levels are active for Third Wave credit card processing, the user will still be prompted for authorizations. Those authorizations, if completed, are in addition to any authorization or charge done at the down payment invoice level, meaning that you would have authorized or charged a down payment and authorized the order total not factoring in that down payment until such time that the down payment is applied to the AR invoice, and any authorizations would be settled for the lesser amount needed to complete the remaining balance on the document. To settle an authorization on a down payment invoice, you can either use the batch processing screen or the incoming payment means screens of SAP Business One using the standard settlement processes we've covered in the previous session. To settle the down payment invoice for this demonstration, I'm going to use the credit card batch processing screen from Third Wave's credit card application. The document type for a down payment invoice is DT on the screen. I'm going to select the down payment invoice and then click the process button. Once the authorization's been settled and the incoming payment's been created, I can return to my sales order. To expedite the demonstration, I'm going to take this sales order, which now has a settled authorization on a down payment associated with it, and copy it directly to an AR invoice. When the AR invoice screen comes up, you can see that there's $110 listed on the total down payment line. It's accessible by clicking the button to the left of the total down payment label. You will notice that there's the $110 for the down payment invoice automatically selected because it was based on the sales order that's been copied to AR invoice. It is possible, but not recommended, to deselect the down payment from the invoice that it should be applied to. If you do this, the down payment will no longer be applied to the document, and the authorization that was settled and charged will simply be against the business partner, not accounted for in the AR invoice. With my down payment applied to the AR invoice, I'm going to add this document into the system and select Yes at the prompt to authorize the document, because I would like to show you that the balance due to be authorized takes into account at this point the down payment, having you only need to authorize the remaining $420 needed to pay this document in full. This completes our demonstration of the down payment process in SAP Business One with THIRDWAVE's credit card processing application. The next topic that we're going to examine today is how to use the THIRDWAVE credit card processing application to apply a partial payment to one of your AR invoices and have that reflected on the document in SAP Business One. To demonstrate the process of applying a partial payment, I've added an AR invoice to my SAP Business One system and do not have any authorizations outstanding against the document. I'll bring up the incoming payment screen in SAP for the business partner and select the AR invoice I added to the system. I'll scroll over to the right and change the amount of the total payment, reducing it from $600, the document total, to $275.50, the amount that I would like to partially pay. I'll then click the Payment Means screen button, and when the Payment Means screen comes up, make sure it's on the Credit Card tab. I'll choose the credit card from the business partner, enter the amount of the payment, and click the OK button. When the charge to the card is completed and successful, the authorization code will be returned to the voucher number field, and I can click Continue to the SAP prompts to return to the incoming payment. I need to add the incoming payment to the system to complete the process, and it's important that this happens because the card has already been charged, and failure to complete the incoming payment will result in that funds not being accounted for correctly in SAP Business One. As you can see, my $275.50 incoming payment has been completed, and I can drill back to the AR invoice to see that it's been applied to the document. There's $324.50 remaining on the document that can be paid at any time with other future partial payments following the same process. The last topic that we'll examine today is how to create a payment terms code in SAP Business One set up for installment payments, and how to process those installment payments with the THIRDWAVE credit card processing application. To illustrate how to process installment payments, I've added an AR invoice into my SAP Business One system. This invoice has a total of $1,000 and has no open authorizations against it. If we go to the Accounting tab, you'll notice that I've coded this to use a payment terms code I've created called TWBS CC install. If I click on the Link To arrow to the left of the payment terms code, I can drill back and look at the details of the payment terms code that I've created to handle these installments. On the payment terms setup screen, there's a field called Number of Installments. It's currently set to 4. If I click the Link To arrow next to the number of installments, it will allow me to edit the way that I've set up the installment payments. In this case, I've set up 4 installment payments. One due on the day of the invoice, the second 15 days later, the third 30 days later, and the fourth 45 days later. I've also made them different percentages of the document total so that we can illustrate the different payments. If I bring up the SAP incoming payment screens for the business partner and look for that particular invoice, you'll notice that there are 4 lines, one for each of the 4 installment payments that can be processed. I'm going to select the first installment payment for processing. Some older versions of SAP Business One will allow you to edit the payment amount to a value that is greater than that of the needed installment payment. If that happens and it's processed, the system will pay the installment payment, and any extra funds will be put onto the business partner as a payment on account. They are not credited towards the next installment payment. I'll go ahead and click the Payment Means button and bring up the payment means screen on the credit card tab. To charge this installment payment, it's the same process as any other charge to a document that has not been previously authorized. I'll pick a card from the BP by using the Choose Credit Card screen, and once the credit card details are loaded, I'll fill in any other appropriate information, including the amount due, and if I wanted to use the CVV code, placing that value on the ID number field. When I'm ready, I can click the OK button and initiate the data transfer to process the charging of the card. When the charge is complete and successful, the authorization code will be populated on the voucher number field as displayed here. I can then click Continue to the SAP Business One prompts to get back to the incoming payment screen. It's important to complete the incoming payment in order to have the system recognize the funds which you've charged and transferred to your account. Once the incoming payment has been successfully added, we can go back to it and drill back to the AR invoice to see that the incoming payment for the first installment payment has applied $100 or 10% to the AR invoice. This process will be repeated for any subsequent installment payments required by the installment payment terms code you've created. For more information on Third Wave's credit card processing or any of the other applications that Third Wave offers, please visit our website at www.twbs.com. You can click the Contact Us link in the upper right corner of the page. Existing Third Wave partners and customers can obtain more information through the support portal by clicking the Customer Support link in the upper right corner of the page. Thank you for your time and attention.